We'll get to the genesis of L1011. I should say even pre-genesis of L1011. How did you guys individually start music before you guys met?
Played a bunch of bad bands, but you know, couldn't do it. And then I somehow met this guy. Yeah, so.
How did you guys specifically meet?
It was weird. I was living in LA and I walked into a coffee shop and I ran into an old high school acquaintance, and he is a guitar player and he was starting a band, and Tim was the drummer. And he said, we need a bass player. So I came out, and that's when I met Tim. We were starting that band. That band never took off, never played any shows or anything. But when I knew I wanted to start L1011, I knew I wanted him to be the drummer. He was playing electronic drums at the time, and nobody else was doing that. I thought it sounded really
Well, there's a lot of things you guys were doing that no one else was doing at the time.
Yeah.
You have been quoted as saying that you think guitar is boring.
Mm-hmm.
So can you elaborate on that maybe? Tell listeners what you think.
It's just it's an instrument that's just kind of tired at this point, you know, in rock music. Just,
Yeah.
I rarely hear guitar players doing something interesting and new with it. And it doesn't mean that there aren't guitar players who are doing. I mean, there probably are some here and there, but generally speaking, I think it's just tired. It's been used for so long, so I'm always looking for new ways to make it a little more interesting.
I feel it. You're using that bass 6 now, right? That Squire.
Yeah. So on the new record, I'm not playing guitar at all. I'm using a fretless bass and a 6-string bass. So I actually shouldn't answer any questions about guitars.
How did you guys? I don't know. Did you decide on your sound when your first record? Did you set out like purposefully doing things that people didn't do, or did you just sort of? I mean, you guys use rototoms and you tune your bass to DA. Using a double neck bass, most people don't even know those exist. Like,
right?
Did you purposefully set out to do this, or did you just sort of have it come together like
that? Yeah, it was both. But I mean, definitely from the beginning, I wanted to do something that was a little different from what other people were doing, but also was understandable. Because we could do something that's never been done before. I mean, I could light my guitar on fire with kerosene and record it, and it's like, well, that's never been done, but no one would want to listen to it.
Yeah.
So, to me,
smell it. I wouldn't want to smell it.
So it was purposeful, but then of course part of it's all just when we're in the studio together and banging things out and like, ooh, that sounds cool. Let's try that. You know.
I'd like to get into more technical side of your sound. You have a big pedal board.
Yeah.
Are there any pedals that are sort of staples of your sound that you have?
Well, I got looper pedals.
Yeah.
There's no show without those. And then on this new record, there's essentially a chorus pedal, and it's by Digitech, and I think it's called Lux.
Yeah.
And I love that.
You do some equally weird stuff with your setup. I saw in your video. You want to talk about it? I saw you had your own looper pedal under your seat.
Yeah, I don't use that. Like he loops me now. Like that was a little phase that we were kind of doing where I was looping stuff, but I run all my stuff through his looper now.
Back to the new record. I guess more recently, I guess it's more of a serious note, but like for Emily and even on Fast Forward and stuff like that, you guys had to deal with some heavy stuff when you were writing, some loss.
Pretty much every record, it seems like.
Dude, don't be friends with us. All our friends die.
You'll get a song dedicated to you, but you won't be here anymore.
Have you guys felt that your song process has changed since the beginning with stuff like this happening and writing about, I guess, tragedy?
No, because we've been writing about tragedy from the beginning. Honestly, like the first record was about my mom dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like every record since, it's like somebody freaking dies. In fact, on our record Transitions, no one had died, so we wrote a song called Nobody Died This Time. And then after we turned the record in, a friend of mine died. Yeah, this is ridiculous. So that seems to be our way. It's like something bad happens every time. So, you know.
Do you guys effortfully try to make your music emotional or representative of stuff like that? I feel like it is pretty emotional music.
It just comes naturally. It's not something we have to try. I think if we tried to make it emotional, it would sound phony. But because it's coming from a real place, it's authentic.
Yeah.
I think that's why it resonates with them.
I mean, I thought that you guys had only been dealing with stuff like this more recently, but I mean, you can distinctly see there's some emotional tracks in this one.
Sadly, yeah, that one was about Tim's dad because Tim's dad died, and he used to work for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and one of the announcers was it the local Pittsburgh announcer? It was radio announcer was mentioning that he passed away and said we lost a giant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's emotional stuff.
Yeah. You guys have a good new record. You have Fast Forward.
Thank you.
It's much dancier than your old stuff. Do you feel like this was a, I don't know, a on purpose movement towards more dancey side of your sound, or did it just sort of happen?
No, I don't think so. We've always thought that we were dancey.
I guess in our minds we have a direction where we want to go, but we don't sit down and put it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like we get into a room and like, that's cool, do that, record it, cool, done, move on, do it again.
Just like a sequence of head nods until you have
Kind
the
of,
record.
yeah, pretty much. It is funny actually, like, when we're writing stuff. Now that you said that, it's like I'll be playing something to what he's playing, and I can kind of tell, like, it's probably not feeling
just
that.
not
really
clicking.
and then it's like,
I'm not
oh,
doing
and then he'll
this.
kind of look at me like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll
you
do
have
that
to
again.
take the hint.
Yeah. When I'm checking my phone when he's trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
It's not really feeling
Just
this.
stop mid riff and just put your instruments down like,
Yeah.
not feeling it. Well, that's all I have for you guys today.
All right.
So,
Good questions.
Yeah.
in recap, this is L1011. We got Christian and Tim. And yeah, in case you're wondering, there's only 2 of them. They do make all those sounds with just 2 people.
You should go see the gum wall.
The gum wall.
Everybody loves
Oh,
it.
we've seen the
Is it still there?
Oh, yeah.